You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm and Jupiter. A world-class experience. Visit BremenBMW.com. And by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Deflected by Winslow. Richardson gets there. Has Wade for the lob. Yes! Oh, boy. Alley-oop. Wade at the rim. Oh, the old fella got up there and slammed it down with two hands. Richardson ataca Richardson. Pasa de puerta. Wade que la clava. Exige Wade del público que griten más.
I love that.
Yeah, that's it, baby. I'm going to start watching all Heat games in Spanish.
Oh, that's the way to go, I think. It's like soccer.
No doubt.
Just watch the Heat games in Spanish and soccer in Spanish.
You don't have to know what they're saying.
No.
It's just fantastic. Big night at AAA last night. He beat the 76ers. Big win there, 106-99. Go to 35-31 in seventh place firmly in the East. Just one game back now of the 76ers that they just beat.
Amazing, isn't it? They're that close together.
Yeah, you're so right. I just keep watching to see what's happening in the standings in the East. The Heat now 4 games back of the third-place Cavs. So that's where things stand right now. Things looking good. Whiteside solid, 26 points, 8 rebounds. D. Wade, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Not a bad night.
No, not
a
at
bad
all.
night from everybody. Pretty good contribution.
It was kind of, evenly split. You look at Tyler Johnson and Josh Richardson, all these guys, they played
Johnson
well at
had
the bench.
12.
Beautiful.
Olenek had 10. So everybody was, just a little contribution here and there, baby. It's what you want to see. And AAA, man, people are coming alive. This is a great night for South Florida sports last night. My gosh. I mean, everybody was out last night. I mean, you had the Heat and you had the Panthers at home.
You had that, except now the Hurricanes were away in Barclays Center in Brooklyn for the ACC tournament. Aside from them losing to North Carolina, it was a good night down here.
Yeah, did you kind of see that happening, though, last night? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I think you probably saw. I mean, NC was ready for that one.
Yeah, they wanted revenge after that brutal loss at home on senior night, the half-court shot.
Yeah.
It was going to happen.
Going to have a pretty good weekend here in South Florida if you're looking to see and go check out some different stuff. Heat going to be back in South Florida. They're going to be playing tomorrow night against the Wizards at AAA. You got the Panthers, same time, though. Again, can't they, get their schedules together on the same page, though? It's like, hey, we're going to take this night. You guys get that. I know I'm asking for a lot. I know they don't set it, but wouldn't it be nice for a South Floridian where you're like going, man, it's like, I'd love to go see the Heat and the Panthers, but you guys always play on the same night.
Are we asking too much? Come on.
Yes, we are. We are, but it'd be awesome in a perfect world, and it's not that. Then tomorrow night you got the Panthers-Rangers at the BB&T Center. Will it be like an away game for the Panthers against the Rangers?
It always is, unfortunately.
Even now, though, I mean, considering what they're doing, one of the hottest teams in the NHL, it's still going to be an away game, huh?
There are just so many Ranger fans down here. When it's the Rangers, when it's the Blackhawks, there's a couple of teams that really travel well down here because a lot of them live down here. And the Rangers just one of those teams. Islanders, not so much. Rangers, yes, though.
Some other highlights, spring training going on the map to give you. Got Red Sox today at Roger Dean. I'm sure that was well attended. Then you got the Yankees taking on the Marlins at Roger Dean on Sunday. Yankees fans I talked to and just kind of looking at the reality of it, you're not going to see any of your big bombers.
Come on,
it's not
man.
Gonna happen. No Bronx Bombers going to be out there, baby.
Nobody's out there?
No Stanton, no Judge. Not
Shame.
realistically going to happen. So,
Shame. Are you going to be out there? Are you
hoping to?
Okay.
Yeah, I heard somebody dropped on me the weather forecast for Sunday.
That's
60% chance of rain. I'm like, what the heck, man?
Yeah, that might complicate things.
How can that happen? Yeah, so it's like I want to go, but I don't want to see the Yankees B team in a thunderstorm. You know what I'm saying?
That's not appealing to you? No,
I'm not going to make it if that's what's going down.
Doesn't do anything for you?
Yeah, so we'll have to see what goes on weather-wise here. But yeah, pretty good stuff last night with the Heat. Look good. I mean, this seems like a team that's gelling. It seems like they got what they want, working the ball around. Everything seemed to be real solid. Love to see what D. Wade was doing last night. Whiteside's playing absolutely amazing. What did you think last night? I mean, if you like a little bit of action, too, there's a little bit of scuffle that went down. Some bad blood, baby.
Love it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun stuff to see. Hassan Whiteside and Joel Embiid kind of got tangled up a little bit in the third quarter. It kind of resulted in a shoving match, and then, Embiid kind of like mouthing off a little bit.
You know what I love about this? I think the most, though, is the fact that Whiteside thought that Embiid actually hit him, which caused Whiteside to push back and, push actually Embiid in the back. Whiteside hit himself in the face. And for some reason, he thought
that's funny.
It was Embiid who actually hit him. How do you not know when you hit yourself in the face? I love Whiteside. Only Whiteside, man. I love him.
And Embiid said the play was kind of dirty, thinking he was like targeting his back because he's had some back injuries and thought that that's what Whiteside was going after, and that kind of got the whole thing. He said that Whiteside hits pretty soft.
He's crying. Stop being a baby, Embiid. All right, you got beat. All right, 26-17. Hassan Whiteside outscored Embiid in the big man matchup, and he bullied him.
Yeah.
He bullied him inside. He blocked his shot. He dunked on him. Being a baby.
And he wins where it matters, too, on the scoreboard, 106-99. And Heat right on the tail of the 76ers there in the East. A lot of people still talking today about LeBron James. 4 different teams, they say, is on his wish list. They say that he still is all about chasing, Michael Jordan and trying to get those rings. And you've said before, you don't think there's any way the Cavs win it with what they got on the roster right now.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the way this team is built right now, I know, listen, they didn't think they could win either, which is why they went and traded the entire team away. I mean, Isaiah Thomas to the Lakers and whatnot. Larry Nance Jr. ain't winning you a title. I'm sorry, Cleveland. He's just not bringing you a title. He's not going to be the guy that helps LeBron get over the hump in Cleveland. It's not going to happen.
These are the power players they got right now. A lot of people speculating, okay, there's a chance he could be back with the Cavs. Got the Lakers, Rockets, 76ers. Of the 4,
Whoa.
That's the 4 some people are speculating.
Where did the 76ers come from?
I don't know.
Where did that go? Are you making this up?
No.
What are you doing? All right.
Throwing them in the mix.
Okay.
I mean, there you got them, right there. And maybe they're just that one player away.
Well, here's, it's funny. We laugh at the 76ers, but they are in 6th place, right? They have a good young core with Joel Embiid.
Real good young core. And that's the whole thing. I mean, a lot of times you just need that vet to kind of like tie it all together.
It's actually, when I start to think about it, that's a pretty good fit. And he gets to stay in the East. He doesn't have to go over to the West.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good fit.
If you had to put it in order, Cavs, Lakers, Rockets, 76ers, what's the order where you think it's likely that LeBron's going to wind up next year?
Well, I'm not sure what the cap situation is for Philadelphia, but when I heard this, all of a sudden I'm thinking Philly sounds like a good option. I laugh at first.
Put him in the top 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. LeBron's going to Philly.
Okay.
It's happening.
I think probably Lakers, most likely the landing spot, right?
That was my original
Lakers
pick.
seems the best, feels the best. Yeah, Rockets, get that.
Yes. They have Chris Paul there, who's one of his good friends.
Yeah.
And James Harden. That's not bad.
It just feels, honestly, in this whole thing, like Cleveland loses out. I feel like the Cavs is probably the 4th most likely after when you start talking about the rationale and exactly what he wants. You got to talk about what he wants. He's got a title for his city. He can cross that off the list.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he went back there for that reason.
Yeah.
To bring a title home, quote unquote, and he did it.
I think if you're looking on the priority list right now of LeBron James, it is winning championships and quickly segging out into what his professional business world is going to be. And Cleveland does not satisfy what his goals are right now. And he's crossed off and accomplished the goal that he had. He's not going to win all of his championships in Cleveland. I think he realizes that. Put Cleveland 4th on the list. In fact, maybe put him farther than that. Maybe he's got a better chance of coming to Miami.
I was going to say, you put Miami ahead of Cleveland at this point.
Miami might have a better chance of landing LeBron next year than the Cavs do. Still playing, pretty awesome. 27 points. He's averaging 9 assists, 8.4 rebounds a game. So, still worth some coin.
Isn't it amazing? He's still playing at this level. Whether you like the guy or not, he's been in the league for 15 years, and he's still, if not the best player in the league, one of the top 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. 15 years consistently.
Talking about the money game, we were discussing this yesterday. Just, there's the fan filter, there's the owner filter. Owner filter always looking at the people on the floor, the court, whatever it might be, with that factor of like, okay, how much am I paying them? I couldn't believe this. The numbers we put up, talking about Jarvis Landry signing the franchise tag with the Dolphins and the money he's getting, the $16 million plus. And we just kind of like asked, okay, hey, what do you think? Is it worth the money? Good investment. 90% of the respondents on our Hurricane Twitter poll said not worth the money. Bad call.
Oof.
90%, only 10% said, yeah, glad they did it. 90% of the people who responded said
Wow.
that the Dolphins are making a mistake paying Landry that much money or even just tagging him for that.
Man, we're turning against Landry pretty quick, aren't we?
It's amazing how things, amazing how quickly it turned. People just don't like that amount of money. You know, you've just got some players that you're looking at with some massive, massive paychecks, and you're like, okay, a lot of people are commenting too about what they're paying Sue, $26.1 million, just saying, okay, you can't pay that kind of money for that player.
I agree. No, that one I agree with. There are just some guys who are not worth it anymore, and I think Sue is one of them. And it's funny, I saw one of the listeners on Twitter had commented on that, and hey, he called me out. I saw it. He called me out.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He was calling me out.
You
That's
got put
fine.
on blast, baby.
That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
used to it. That happens to me at home all the time with the wife, so I'm used to it. Don't worry about it. But, I mean, I understood basically what he was saying on Twitter to us was that Sue doesn't necessarily have all the stats on paper, but he creates a lot of openings for linebackers and whatnot,
There's
which
a lot
I get.
there's a lot of valuable variables that when you look at the stat sheet, you're saying, oh, we're paying for that, but it's like the fact what he's taking up, the attention that he commands, everything else that he brings to it. You can't put numbers on that. That's why he's making what he's making. A $114 million deal he signed in 2015. But he'd like to let you know that because of taxes, he really is only making $57 million.
Oh, give me a break.
So just
Look, come on, Sue. You're in a state with no state tax, all right? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Sue. And plus, a guy to, you're not signing a guy to $126 million a year.
26 million.
You're not paying a guy $26 million a year to create open holes in the defense. I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay? No. That logic doesn't work with me.
Got to talk a little bit about the Panthers last night. That was a big win. Hot team. And it's great because you've got many chances to see them. I think like their next 4 games all at home, the BB&T Center.
I love it.
We'll break that down. And it's kind of a not so fast, my friend. Yesterday we talked about the PGA leaving Florida. Wait, do we have to do a retraction on that? What's the latest status on it? We'll talk about it next.
Can't wait to break down last night's game? Yeah, not. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah, it's
What?
Friday.
Yeah. Come on now. You also listen to KVJ if you actually know what this song is.
Of course.
Oh, dang. Look at that, huh?
A little bit of everything for everybody. And plus, I thought, you know what? Yesterday was really angry with Metallica all day.
Okay.
I thought I'd slow things down a little bit with some NSYNC.
Okay, gonna go in sync. Gonna go boy band today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Heck, man, it's Friday. And this is, encouraging news. Yesterday, the Metallica was getting me angry. The fact that I was reading that the PGA was going to be leaving Florida was getting me angry. And I'm like, we got PGA on everything, all up and down that road. I'm like going, okay, we do that all for nothing? We're talking about possibly, or at least it sounded like it was a done deal yesterday, the way that I read the story, that the PGA of America was going to be moving out of Palm Beach Gardens and headed to Frisco, Texas, right outside of Dallas. But now the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County CEO and President Kelly Smallridge saying, not so fast, not a done deal. Is there still a chance that it doesn't go? She'd like you to believe that there is a chance. She said PGA of America officials contacted her and said the move is not yet a sure thing, and they're working on finding a new location in Palm Beach County. And that's what I figured the whole deal is. I mean, not to be disparaging of PGA National, but in its defense, that opened up in 1981. And you go in there and they've done some upgrades. The I-bar looks fantastic. The pool area out back looks absolutely fantastic. They've had some renovations, very necessary. But if you go down into the offices of like the Honda Classic, you're like, it looks like you're in 1981. It's smaller ceilings. Were we that much shorter in the 80s? Or what is going on? What is up with small ceilings?
It does
Are we
make you
tiny
think.
in 1981? I don't know why. It's like an 8-foot ceiling. Like I'm almost ducking. I'm 6 foot tall. I feel like I'm dwarfed in that thing.
It's like you're Shaq walking in.
So it gives you that feeling. And, in Texas, like we were saying yesterday, everything is going to be bigger and they need more space. They're growing. Now, they've got about a 60,000 square foot complex there in PGA National right now, and it's old. They're outgrowing it. They want to create additional jobs, and that's a big part of it, too, what the local economy is going to allow. Now, some of the comments that Smallridge said, she said, we showed PGA of America some various options, various cities, so maybe it could move out of Gardens, but stay in the area. 5 to 7 different cities were pitched to the PGA, saying, what do you think about this town? What do you think about this town? There's different places, different areas we can go with this. Now, she said that Palm Beach County is at a disadvantage because she can offer incentives right now only for new jobs, not existing jobs. PGA wants to add about 50 new jobs, but people are already there. You move to Dallas, all of a sudden things are going to be better for the people with PGA National right away. Her hands are tied when it comes to, okay, the people you got on staff, I can't do anything for you.
It's kind of a rock and a hard place. I get it. And you know what? Maybe they heard us yesterday and why they came out today and said not so fast, because we were going hard, man. Like, I wrote a whole article on 640thehurricane.com, and we were going hard on the show. Now I kind of feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad. I mean, I think they still need to have the pressure on. I mean, I'd like to get the whole end of the story, and it'd be interesting to find out, okay, what are the chances? What is it going to take? Because, I think Florida wins in the weather.
Sure.
I think Florida wins in the branding and in the reputation, and that's a big part of it. Because if you're thinking about golf, I hope anywhere else you're thinking about Florida. You're not thinking Dallas, golf capital of America. Hopefully that carries some value with it for the PGA to say, look, you've got it here. You've been here. The branding is a big part of it, and people associate Florida with you. You've got some of the top golfers, from Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy to even some of the best new golfers coming up, like a Justin Thomas, that are right here in this vicinity.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the branding and everything about it, the story is better this way. I mean, you got a road. You've got PGA National Resort, you got PGA Boulevard, PGA Commons, PGA Station, PGA Park, PGA Plaza. What else do you want?
Yeah, there's a lot of PGA there.
There's a lot of PGA there.
Jack Nicklaus lives down here. Greg Norman lives. I mean, so you're talking even the former greats are down here too.
You've got it. It's all here.
It's golf down here.
Yes, it makes sense. I mean, and if you need a one-off, if you need to bring in an ambassador's right down the road. They drive 10 minutes and they're right there at your headquarters. You can do something with that. You're in Dallas, you're disconnected. Sure, they're going to give you bigger. They're going to give you shiny. They got space all over. In Dallas, they've got nothing but space. When you look at AT&T Stadium, you look around, you're like, there's still so much room here.
Insane.
I mean, they've got downtown Dallas where they build up, but you look around, it's just out. It's just wide open spaces, baby, and they do have that.
I've got to go over there one of these days just to see. I've never been to that area.
It's amazing, and it's growing up, that whole area around the stadium that they're going to be doing there, and who knows what they'll put around, Frisco. But you got so much here in Florida, and hopefully they're putting on the full court press on the PGA and saying, what do we got to do? Obviously, PGA National's not going to be it anymore, and that's fine. Okay, we got to build them a brand new megapolis. Florida needs to think like Texas. You got to think big, and you got to say, you can't let them go.
You know what could work? Maybe something on the West Coast. If you don't want to be at your same location anymore, if the facilities aren't working for you anymore, there's a lot of room, and the land is cheap on the West Coast.
It's true, yeah.
It's not a bad idea, right?
Yeah, you do have that.
I mean, I hate to leave it.
It is
the East Coast, but at least stay in Florida.
Yeah, and you got Disney and everything else there, and the tourism. You can
not too far away.
I'm a complete homer. I want it right here. I mean,
Can we just renovate like the existing facilities?
Well, and your golfers are here. That's the only thing I'd say. Your golfers are right here.
Yeah,
they're Palm Beach County. They're East Coast based. Keep it close. That's my one argument for keeping it over here. But yeah, you're right. I mean, at least keep it in Florida, but try to keep it on the East Coast.
So that we shouldn't feel bad about putting on the full court press yesterday.
No,
we're gonna keep doing it.
Okay, put on the full court press.
Okay,
and,
we'll keep going for it.
I'm gonna put the pressure on Kelly. Come on, Kelly.
Let's go.
You can do this, girl. Keep them here. Work for it. Make it happen. If you're wondering, and I kind of did, okay, is there any ways that affect, the Honda Classic, according to, Director Ken Kennerly? No, it's Honda Classic's going to be fine. Not going to be any kind of problems with that. So, it's just the fact that we're going to have everything named PGA and there's going to be no PGA.
That's what I was wondering. So Honda Classic wouldn't be affected. It's just if it moves, this isn't the location anymore.
It's just awkward.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
It's kind of what it is.
It's kind of like going to your ex-girlfriend's house and hanging out to watch a movie. It doesn't feel good.
It's still so stunning just reading the review of what Tiger Woods is doing in a championship that you've never heard of, the Valspar.
The Valspar, he's killing it, right? I just saw
crushing
that.
it. Well, they were talking about his gallery, and they were saying for this tournament, you hardly get a gallery of 300 people on a Sunday for, the leader or whatever. Tiger had that almost doubled on a Thursday.
Isn't it amazing the crowd he still brings?
You saw at the Honda Classic. It really is. He's a 1 under 70. Pretty good for a windy, chilly day where, a lot of the other golfers were struggling. 3 shots back on day 1. He's pretty happy. He made some pretty tough shots. He got himself in some bad situations, as Tiger often does, but he got himself out nice. You could tell the way he was talking about it. He's pretty pleased with himself. So, I don't know. Is he warming up? Does he have any chance for the Masters? We talked about that the other day. Palm Beach County golfer that's got the best chance to win.
That's right. And Ricky, who's still sick, by the way, is he going to live? Like, Ricky's going to be here on Monday, right? Is he going to make it through the weekend?
Ricky Bobby, I don't even know. Yeah.
I'm getting a little concerned for him, I'm not going to lie. But he was saying there's no way that Tiger wins the Masters. Well, I'll tell you this, Mr. Ricky Bobby. Right now, Mr. Tiger Woods is tied for the lead in a tournament for the first time in 3 years at 4 under par.
Yeah.
Just saying.
He's not doing bad.
He's getting hot at the right time.
Yeah. Let's see if any faith kind of kicks up for him. Also, Palm Beach Gardens, Serena Williams, she's back, won her first match in her comeback at the BNP Paribas Open.
Wait, what is that?
Paribas, P-A-R-I-B-A-S.
I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
I guess that's like her little comeback thing because she just had the kid, so she's having a warm-up.
Got to start off slow. And she did. She started off slow. She was down a little bit, came back, but first win in 14 months.
Sweet.
And she's going to be part of the crew at Hard Rock Stadium Monday the 19th. That Monday morning, they're going to be there commemorating the tournament, the Miami Open, switching venues. It's going to be its last year on Key Biscayne, then it's going to be moving over to Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah, that's huge.
So she's going to be there with Stephen Ross and all that kind of stuff next Monday, kind of getting that going. Coming up here in just a bit, going to be got some celebrity sightings. Where was Bryce Harper hanging out last night? Oh, the phone was blown up. You never guess who was here.
I can only imagine where that dude's hanging out.
It was a place where everybody wants to see and be seen. And Aaron Judge, is he going to be doing the home run derby? Would you see him versus Stanton Part 2 now on the same team? What are the odds of that? We'll give you the rundown coming up next.
Welcome to the most introspective sports show you'll ever hear. Oh, wait. Kevin's doing it? Never mind. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Jock Jams.
It's a feel-good Friday, man. We're staying hyped.
I like it, man. Yeah, why not?
Right? Feel it.
Yeah, I got my phone was blowing up yesterday. Big OMG. Bryce Harper is here. OMG.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I don't know how it all went down, but apparently he was hanging at Restoration Hardware.
What?
Yeah.
I did not expect you to say that as the place he was hanging out.
Oh, really?
Restoration Hardware.
Do you not know about the Restoration Hardware, my man?
No, I do not.
Oh, this is like the joint. Yeah, this is where everybody's hanging right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Restoration Hardware, the new one that they built right on Okeechobee Boulevard.
All right.
It has got a restaurant right at the top. It's great. I mean, it's got like skylights. The view is absolutely amazing. They got like a bar up there. The food's pretty decent. And on a Sunday, you can't even pull in there.
You're kidding me.
It's insane. I couldn't believe it. I was actually at South Tower on a Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, all these cars are pulling in. I mean, I'm talking Bentleys, Rolls, Mercedes. Like, you're like, what is going on at this hardware store? And you go in there, they're like, yeah, go upstairs. And I went up there and kind of hung out, and they did a good job. It's pretty awesome.
It's so random.
The restaurant they've got up there, yeah. I mean, it's part of the new strategy, and you're going to see this more with City Place too. The old Macy's are kind of turning into like an art project, but shopping is kind of secondary now. It's like people want to go out to an event and do something fun, eat, drink, whatever. And especially in South Florida, they want to be seen. And so if you go on just Restoration Hardware on the Instagram and start seeing the photos that people are posting up, it's like, I mean, it is. It's like an Instagram haven because there's so many unbelievable shots. You look like you are in the coolest place on planet Earth, and people are like, I want to be there. What is that place? And that's the place. It is one of the hottest spots. And Bryce Harper, you add him into the mix with everything else, people going crazy. Now, I was looking for Bryce Harper shots on Instagram to see if I could see anything, and nothing came up. And he didn't post anything
Smart
on his Instagram. So I don't know if anybody was able to snag a photo of Bryce Harper at Restoration Hardware, but that's apparently where he was last night. That's at least the rumor.
I mean, you literally could have given me 100 guesses the rest of the show, and I would not have said Restoration Hardware was where he was at.
Yeah, he mixes up. I know last year I saw a photo of him. I think he was at, is it Blaze Pizza in Boynton? It's right there at
I've heard
Congress
that's really good,
and Gateway. Yeah. So he was right there. I saw a shot last year. So he, every now and then, he's kind of like a groundhog. He like pops out like his head, like, kind of looks around when he's in for spring training. Like, it seems like he goes out like one night.
Just to check things out.
Yeah, last year was Blaze Pizza. This year it's Restoration Hardware.
It's funny, man.
It's Bryce Harper from the Nationals. That's where you're going to see him. People want to know on Sunday, any chance you see Stanton, you see Aaron Judge? We kind of broke this down the show. I won't go back into it again because we did this a couple days ago, but likely you're not going to see it. And another place you're likely not going to see Aaron Judge, pretty much saying he's one and done with the home run derby.
Yeah, that's a shame. I hate when guys do it. Like with Kobe Bryant, he did the slam dunk contest when he was a rookie, never did it again. How fun would it be to see Aaron Judge and Stanton go at it just once as teammates on the Yankees?
It would be, but I think, and I see his rationale, I think he's got more to lose than he does to gain by doing this. Because last year, he was a nobody. In fact, I was talking to our boss, Leo. It's a massive Yankees fan. And he was saying last year that Judge, apparently made an appearance, like he played. So, because last year Aaron Judge is nobody. He does the home run derby. He goes head-to-head with Stanton last year. It's a great story.
Yeah.
Now this year, it's like, oh, you fell off, or you're beating your teammate, or just, who knows what happens, or you jack up your swing. That's one of the things with a lot of people just saying, there's just a different strategy when you're doing home run derby a lot of times than when you're facing, a real live pitcher.
Yeah, and it's kind of what happened last year. And it was a blast to watch Stanton try to keep up with Judge, and they're going back and forth. They didn't get to face off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's what happened to Judge. He fell off. He went into a terrible slump after he won the home run derby. And that happens to a lot of guys.
So I don't blame him. And honestly, like I said, I think he's got more to lose than to gain. So it should not be a big surprise.
Yeah, but we're selfish. We want to see it because it's fun.
Yeah, it's great. It'd be great entertainment. Of course, we'd love to see it.
I don't care if he falls off. Entertain me.
Yeah.
Go out there, hit home runs.
Now, I saw that the Miami Marlins, Stanton's old club, is going to be taking the first step forward to honor former All-Star pitcher Jose Fernandez. They have got a plaque that is apparently going to be going on display today that's going to be attached to the column on the West Plaza of Marlins Park. Fans have already been using it to inscribe personal messages since Fernandez's death. And the one story that kind of started this whole controversy was when our former owner, Jeffrey Loria, talked about erecting a statue and retiring Fernandez's number. And people initially going, hey, of course, absolutely. The story of Fernandez's career and being Cuban and how he came to Miami and playing for the team and doing what he did, without a doubt. And then you got that toxicology report. You found out that he had cocaine in his system and he was legally drunk at the time of the crash that killed 2 other people. And then all of a sudden things change in this argument in the story. And how do you feel about Jose Fernandez? Now, one side argues he made a big mistake, without a doubt. And part of the honor with this plaque or with a statue, with retiring his number, comes the conversation of don't make bad decisions. Don't do these kind of things. There's a lesson in this. You don't ignore it and try to erase and pretend like Jose Fernandez was never a part of Marlins history.
Right.
You continue, but some people are like, but what you're doing is an honor. That's an honor for somebody. He lived his life great, as far as we know, except for one night where he made a really bad decision, or at least a night that the decision cost him and 2 other people's lives. So does he get the plaque? Does he get a statue? Does he get his number retired? Do you give him the plaque without the other 2?
Listen, I mean, like you said, it's an honor, right?
Yeah.
And I think he should be honored. This is a guy who did a lot for the community, made a lot to Cuban Americans who immigrated to Miami and the South Florida area. Mm-hmm. I mean, you remember what it was like down here after he lost his life with the other guys in the boat. I mean, the funeral processions, the outpouring of the fan support. There's no reason, in my mind, even though that report comes back and we see that he was, over the limit as far as alcohol goes and he had cocaine in his system, it shouldn't take away the fact, all the things that he did during his life and how much he meant to the people down here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
Here's the thing, because we want to play moral police on this kind of stuff. And if you want to do that, let's start walking through the Hall of Fame. Let's start walking through these things. And let's say a Pete Rose, who, because of a moral judgment and the rules of baseball too, but is not in Cooperstown. And then you got somebody like a Ty Cobb, where if you want to judge on today's standards and that's how we're going to play, we need to go back. Are we going to apply today's standards with even some of the previous ball players that were dirtbags, awful people, that today we wouldn't tolerate the stuff they said and the stuff that they did? But they're still there in the hall. We're not going to take them out. I mean, to me, I like the sidebar discussions because we're all human. We're all flawed. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody ever will be perfect. So really, honestly, if we want to go on that criteria, we shouldn't even have a hall because everybody in there is a flawed person to some extent. If we want to sit there and judge your character and morally we want to decide who's going to be honored, who's not. I like the story of Jose Fernandez. I think you put up the plaque, and hopefully it always brings along the discussion of this guy had his whole career and his whole life ahead of him. What he was able to accomplish in this amount of time could have been 100 times greater had he not had a really awful decision on a bad night and where he killed also 2 other people. Let's not forget Emilio Jesus Macias and Eduardo Rivero that lost their lives. Do they get mentioned there along with it?
Now, see, that's
a sidebar and a side note on anything you put up with Jose Fernandez?
I think that might be a good way to do it, where, number one, I'm in 100% agreement with you. I think he definitely should have some type of honor inside this, Marlins Park, whether it's a statue, whether it's a plaque, the retirer's jersey, maybe all 3. I'm fine with all 3. But if you want to put up a plaque that mentions the other 2 names, and like you said, at least to remind people, we'll be like, this is what happened. Look at this great talent that was loved as an athlete and a person down here, and one bad choice cost him his life.
It keeps the discussion going.
Yes.
Hopefully other people say, look, you can go to the pinnacle of your career and you can still make a bad mistake and ruin your life and the lives of others. Always be aware of that. There's a lesson that goes with Jose Fernandez, and it should go with the honors as well. Coming up, we've got to honor a couple of South Florida high school basketball champs, looking pretty awesome. And you want to make Jeopardy 10 times better, make them have to do a sports category in every single round. We got some awesome audio on that for you coming up next.
You can tell his wife, just don't tell those other guys. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Gadnoff again, looking for Huberdeau. Huberdeau took it away, and now Trocheck for Huberdeau in front. Hoobie-dooby-doo! He fires it home. His career-high 21st goal of the season. It's 1-0. And Bukestad gives to Barkov, sets up Gadnoff, floats it up high. Keith Yandel, cross-ice, Gadnoff scores! The daddy remains hot, and a smile for a 4-0 Panther lead. Michael Haley got on the score sheet with a goal. Trocheck, short-handed, on the move, to the net, and he scores! Vinny with a shorty, 5-0.
That's just a butt whooping.
That was a lot of goals.
Gosh, there was just a butt whooping last night that the Panthers put on the Canadiens, 5-0. Another shutout as well, which is pretty impressive for Luongo. 75th career shutout. He moves within 1 of tying Tony Esposito and then Ed Balfour for 9th place on the NHL's all-time list among goaltenders.
Good names.
Absolutely. I mean, huge names.
Luongo, he's killing it, man.
He's totally killing it.
And he's a big reason why, if they're able to make the playoffs, because I think, they're 2 points behind Columbus now for the second wild card. He's going to be a huge reason why they make it. If they can make it in, that would be great.
The thing you got to like, though, is if you look how things are playing out with some of the teams that are just right ahead of the Panthers, right kind of like in that whole thing, Columbus and the Devils and stuff like that, their schedule's set up a lot worse than what the Panthers got right now. Now, the Panthers got the Rangers, the BB&T tomorrow. Their next 4 games at home.
Love it.
And you look at like the Devils, they're all over the place with tough competition. And also, too, you just love a hot team, especially this time of year. This is the 14th win in the last 18 games.
Really?
Yeah.
That much?
They're crushing it. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, they were on the win streak, I think, about 6 or 7 games. But then like you said, you look at that. 14 out of their past 18. That's how you get back into a playoff race back there.
Absolutely. I think we got a playoff team here in South Florida. I really do.
How fun would that be?
Yeah, it is. That's why, we got to get out there. I mean, come on. You got the Rangers. So it's like, their fans are going to show up in great numbers. Don't have the Panthers be like, going, really? Like, we're right here. Like, we're one of the hottest teams in the NHL. And our fans are not showing up, and it's like we're playing an away game.
Yeah,
don't do that to them.
Come on, get out there, bring the rats, bring all your towels and whatnot, and get out there, support the Panthers because they're making it, man. They're right there.
Yeah.
Don't make this like a Dolphins-Jets game where the Jet fans take over. I hope you're listening, Ricky Bobby, you dirty Jets fan. Don't let them take over.
I hate that's one of the most annoying things, and I feel so bad, like whoever it is playing any kind of New York team. It's not cool and it's not fun.
And it's just annoying to go to a home game and the away fans are outnumbering you.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away all the pizzazz of being in the home crowd.
So make it happen tomorrow night, BB&T Center.
It's time for Viral Audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right. Gosh, I tell you, I just love when Jeopardy does sports. It's one of the best things ever.
Is there anything better?
No, it would make it so much more entertaining. It really would. There was a Jeopardy contestant that incorrectly answered a question about spring training in Florida and what they called spring training in Florida. This is how it all shook down.
Spring training baseball in Florida is known as this league. Jack?
What is the Bush League?
No.
I love Alex at the end. No.
What is the Bush League? Gosh, I love that. That's one of my favorites because my high school baseball coach, that was always his thing, man. Anytime, like, we would mess up, he's like, this is a Bush League, man. This is a Bush League.
Hey, that's great. That means you're in the spring training league of Florida.
Yeah.
The Bush League.
And so that's all we would hear. In fact, he said it so much that it got to the point anything would happen, you'd flub a ground ball. Bush, man. Bush. That's just all we heard. Bush.
Isn't it amazing the things that stay with you
throughout
the years? Like,
so when I hear Bush League, I'm immediately taken back
goes back to that
high school baseball, and I'm just like, Bush.
You know what? Aside from not knowing that it's called the Grapefruit League, which is the answer that they were looking for, you got to know what Bush League is. Like, that's a saying for something, that's amateur. Like, you say that with other things.
Yeah. I guess maybe to make it worse, he did tank out and he lost.
Yes.
And bad. So
kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Gosh, I just love, though. It's so great. It's so entertaining when Jeopardy does sports. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. They took on a category on football.
Football 400.
I can tell you guys are big football fans. Tom Landry perfected the shotgun formation with this team. Dallas Cowboys. Do you think we should go to commercial?
They just honestly, everybody on the panel, they went through the entire category, and he was just like, can we just end this?
Nothing. I mean, that had to be so painful.
Wouldn't stop. Yeah. He's like, let's just come on.
That clip you heard was exactly for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, all 5 questions.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Got the good and the bad for Rob Gronkowski. This would be the good. He's got his own horse.
It's named after him.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
They've just got over a furlong to go. Jamie Spencer, Gronkowski now have the lead over Courthouse in second, staying on Fortune's Pearl, but with another 50.
This is why you need to watch this race, because you really see us on the radio, you're like going, oh my God, Rob Gronkowski is racing a horse. Because I wouldn't put it past him.
Be like Carl Lewis all over again.
I've got to see this. Rob Gronkowski is racing a horse right now. That'd be so amazing.
50 yards to go. It is Gronkowski who's out in front, and it is Gronkowski who wins. But it is Gronkowski who continues on the road to Kentucky Derby 144.
All right, drug test him now. Rob Gronkowski just outran a thoroughbred.
How great is that imagery, though? You just have this image of horses just running down the track, and Gronkowski's just booking it right past him.
In fact, I think every horse should be named after a celebrity that you know.
I love it.
Yeah, like Mr. T. Like, name a horse Mr. T. I like seeing Mr. T and Gronkowski going at it.
Down the stretch they come. Gronkowski edges Mr. T.
There was the good. Here's the bad. Lindsey Vonn was going around naming all these different celebrities that she would date. She was emphatic about people like Brad Pitt and stuff like that. Then she was asked about the Gronk.
Wait, roll the video. This is my guy. Oh, I was so excited about that one.
Why never? Never say never, Lindsay.
Yes, I can say never. Yes. Yes. No, okay. Never gonna happen. If we had to.
Ouch.
Okay, wow, a never. He's a good-looking guy.
That's rough.
He's got a promising career ahead of him.
I guess just the reputation precedes him.
Yeah, the Animal House behavior, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I love giving shout-outs when the local guys do great, and gals. University School, got to say what up, props to you. Second in the nation by USA Today. Dominated Ocala Trinity Catholic in the Class 5A state final. They just whooped them 80-40, bring home a state title. 80-40, double up that score. Yes. Westminster Academy, they started and ended their season number 1. They took on Oviedo Masters Academy, won 89-64, got back-to-back FHSAA Class 4A Boys State Championship. So congratulations, fellas. Well played.
I used to coach football there back in the day.
You did?
I did at Westminster Academy.
Well, you might want to go help them out with their basketball.
Let's go.
They just are not bringing it. And a little programming note, Stormy Daniels.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. The girl known for apparently having an affair with President Trump is going to be at Solid Gold Fort Lauderdale, an ultra gentleman's club in West Palm on April 13th and the 14th. So you can go check that out this weekend. She'll be in South Florida.
Oh, beautiful. April 14th is my wedding anniversary. I know. Perfect.
I know how you're going to celebrate.
Perfect.
Go see Stormy Daniels. All right, have a great weekend, and make sure you check us out. We're on YouTube as well, on demand. Just go Kevin's Other Show. You got the podcast that is up there as well.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.